You're not prepared for what you're going to witness. With a new series of daring images, Danica Patrick, the trailblazing racer who entered a man's world at full speed, just sent the internet into a complete frenzy. The controversy surrounding her body and appearance is more intense than before. And fans are gasping and critics are speaking. If you stick with me and watch this film through to the very end, you will realize why these images convey much more than just "look at me." These are not the kinds of images that people would expect from a former race car driver. For years, the majority of people saw Danica strapped into a race car with her eyes fixed on the track while wearing a helmet and fire suit. She was all about attention, speed, and taking chances. But off the track, she has gradually developed a new persona that emphasizes strength, health, and confidence over motors. People saw a completely different side of her when her most recent pictures appeared on social media. Not an automobile, not a track, just a woman flaunting a strong sculpted figure that obviously required a lot of work while wearing a bold clothing. And the internet exploded, as it always does. Some claimed that when they saw the images, they truly gasped. It was tough to simply scroll past her toned arms, well-defined abs, form-fitting clothing, and the way she stood with her shoulders back and chin up, her calm, almost brave attitude as she bends slightly to the side and looks directly at the camera in one specific photo became the focus of attention. "I had no idea she looked like this, and this is not the Danica I remember from racing," were among the many comments. The astonishment was genuine. However, the response was anything but straightforward. And this is where it becomes intriguing, so pay attention. Some claimed that her appearance was too much, too bold, and not what a retired racer should wear. They said she was chasing attention, that the pictures were too explicit, and that she had gone too far. Some even went so far as to suggest that since she was once a role model for younger admirers, she ought to moderate it. They wanted her to remain in the safe haven they had created for her. Tough competitor, quick driver, nothing more. Thousands of supporters, on the other hand, flocked to her defense. They stated she had an incredible, powerful, and liberated appearance. They emphasized that she blogs about health, puts a lot of effort into her fitness, and has every right to display the outcomes. She is more than simply the girl from racing, they reminded everyone. She is a fitness enthusiast, a businessman, a podcast host, and, above all, a person who is free to choose how she wants to present herself in her own life. These admirers did not find the pictures to be controversial. They made a statement. You can understand why the pictures struck so deeply if you take a close look at them. Danica doesn't appear uncertain. She doesn't try to apologize with her body language or smile nervously. Rather, she seemed to have fully embraced her identity. She strikes a hard yet calm attitude, as if to say, "I've finished the job. My physique is like this. To make you feel more at ease, I won't keep it a secret." That kind of self-assurance is what makes some people happy and others unhappy. And it may be louder than any racing car engine. More individuals started discussing something more profound as the pictures continued to circulate. They questioned why it is acceptable for models and influencers to share provocative attire on a daily basis. But it becomes too bold when a woman with a reputation for power and expertise does the same. They drew attention to the unfair treatment of women who excel in occupations like sports. When they are uniformed, sweating, and serious, the world adores them. However, the world becomes anxious and begins to pass judgment when they appear attractive, seductive, or bold. Therefore, keep this in mind the next time you come across an article claiming that Danica Patrick's latest pictures will make you gasp. The attire isn't the true shock. Seeing a lady who had previously had her image formed by others now creating it for herself is quite shocking. Perhaps she doesn't need to change if that makes certain people uncomfortable. Perhaps it has to do with how we view women, power, and self-assurance. If you watched this film through to the very end, you are now aware of the indignation, the truth behind the pictures, and the potent message that is right in front of your eyes.